all good?
Yeah, can you hear me, Rinpoche?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, Rinpoche.
Sangye chedan zage chanam la chanjo bardo dane gyabzo je dage joje gibe sanam ge dola benjere san jubara jo sangye chedan zage chanam la chanjo bardo dane gyabzo dage joje gibe sanam ge dola benjere san ge jubara jo sangye Soye Janam La Janju Pardo Dani Gyepso Ji Dagi Juji Gibe Janam Gi Jola Ben Sangye Jo Bara Jo Zoi Jimbu Yi Ju Ji Me Do Do Mo Ri Rama Ri Ninde oenge bande sange oeshindo mi de oe joy gu nama dai shila Jembara Joy Damangurura Mendala Gamni Andara Yaeme. Oh yeah. Mm. Oh yeah. So greetings to everyone. And then so we will now. I think last couple of weeks we covered the three lower realms. Now we will cover the higher realms, starting from the God realms. So you are familiar with the concept of the six realms, the three lower realms of hell, hungry ghost, and animal, and the upper realm or higher realms of human, demigod, and the gods. So now we will start with the gods, the God realm. Yeah. So so when we talk about the concept of gods, basically what we are talking about is this, the concept of celestial beings. So we are not referring to a god in the sense of a monotheistic god, which is basically a creator god. Uh, mm, Before everything started, there was um, a supernatural power or individual, which is known as the god or by whatever different name. And then he or she has this idea to create the universe, and then the universe was created according to the his wishes or his whims. Um, so everything that is happening in this world is part of what he has envisioned or his mm, he has whimsically thought of. So when we talk about the God, the concept of God, we are not referring to that kind of God, because in Buddhism we do not accept the theory of a creator God. So so basically the God with a capital G, if it in English is the capital G, but with a small g, gods, we do accept. So that concept of God is different from the concept of God with a capital G, which is the creator God, which is the one who started everything, the original, etc. So that's different from that kind of God. So in so I'm not going to go into detail about whether a God exists or the creator God exists or not, or that kind of philosophical ideology. We will not go to this today, because today is more about the fate of the gods, right? The fate of the gods rather than the existence or the um yeah, we're not going to the philosophical existence of philosophical inquiry into whether a God exists or not. That we're not doing that. But basically, what I'm trying to say is when we say God, we are not referring to a creator God. Yeah. So that is something called the God realm. What we usually refer to as celestial beings. So they do have more power than human beings. They live for a much longer life. They live a much better life, of course, and then they also have much more power, like flying, merge, um, uh, living in so different space, living in the space and living for a long life, not hungry. So many things that we human beings desire. So they have all these uh, state of bliss or state of happiness. They do possess that. Yeah. So they do live a very long life, and because of that, many for humans who live up to 100 years old maximum, or 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, or maybe some human beings after through um, procuring magical power or special power, spiritual powers through meditation, etc., which they live up to hundreds of years or maybe thousands of years. And then when they witness the gods, they look at the gods, and when they were kids, the gods were just youthful, and when they become very old, like 800, 9 years, 10, 1,000 years later, the gods still remain youthful. And then many of these, you can say, sages, right? Practitioners began to think that gods are immortal, because when I was a kid, the god is youthful, and when I'm old, the god is still youthful. Even after hundreds of years, even after thousands of years, the gods remain youthful. So maybe perhaps that means the gods are ever living, ever existing, and so because they have never seen the beginning of the god, and they've never seen the end of the god, so they thought that gods are um, ever living and ever present, and so therefore they thought that the gods are immortal. But in reality, even though the gods do live a very, very, very long life, but their life has an end, like all other sentient beings um, in samsara here. As I said, the gods live a very long life, and they're blessed with a lot of features. Like they can hear things from a very far away, see things very far away, have a very long life, can fly, don't get hungry, etc. So the bliss that one enjoys in the God realm is immense. And so because of that, the gods have everything they wanted, they needed, and they don't have they don't have to suffer. They have no suffering of food. A lot of the time, the suffering is from heat, too hot, or cold, right? Too chilly, or too soft, too hard, that sort of thing. That is what we suffer in the samsaric world. In the God realm, they don't have to suffer from any of that, and they don't have to suffer rejection. So in human world, when we desire something, a person or an object or a goal, and often we are not able to fulfill that and accomplish that. So then we get rejected, and we go through depression, all these things. In the God realm, they don't have to go through any of that. Anything that they desire, material thing, anything that they desire, it just pop up. It just comes in front of them. It just manifests for them. So they have nothing to worry about. Yeah. So, and that also happens not for like few seconds or few minutes or few hours, but it happens for years, and not just years, but centuries, hundreds of years. Not only years, but millennia, thousands of years, because gods really live for a very long life. So the god have a different level, the hierarchy, and the lowest of the lowest god realm. Um, one day in the realm of the lowest god is equal to 50 years in the human world. And then they live for up to thousands of years, 3,000, 5,000 in their realm. Okay. So that is like millions of years in human world. Yeah. So that makes us feel like, oh, so then we must all, work hard, strive to become gods, right? uh, human life is, of course, full of suffering. Even though there are moments of joy in human life, many moments of joy in human life, but a lot of time it's very stressful. Mm, it's distressing. Uh, so many sufferings are there, painful pains are there. The suffering of loss, suffering of rejection, suffering of not meeting, not being able to accomplish one's goal, etc. So therefore, should we wish to be born in the God realm? Mm, I mean, it's a very natural question, natural curiosity, and to answer to that is no. The answer to that is no, and the reason is explained in the following verses in Nagarjuna's text. And the main reason for that is because you have everything, right? You desire for. Uh, you have no rejection, no losses, nothing. Everything is there. And then you have everything there. And then that's not just for a few days or a few seconds or a few days or a few moments, but for almost like forever, because it's for thousands of years. So when you have everything for thousands of years, everything that you desire, basically there is nothing that you are not able to get. Uh, so therefore, what happens is um, you become complacent. Basically, you start not working. You start not doing anything except to excite you. You will look for more things to excite you, right? Because if everything that you wish to have is acquired so easily. Let's say, for example, a lot of you are working, right? Because you have to pay for your kids' college, you have to pay for the rent, you have to pay for the gas, you have to pay for food, etc. So let's say college is free, rent is free, traveling is free, right? And college, everything is free. So in the God realm, it's almost like free because whatever you wish, whatever you desire, you just get it right away. So it's like living in a world where everything is free. So if everything is free, then nobody's going to work. So if if the coffee is free, nobody's going to serve you coffee. Nobody is going to make coffee for you. Nobody is going to work in the field to make coffee because everybody has what they wish to have. And so therefore, in a similar manner, in the God realm, whatever they wish, whatever they desire, they get it. So therefore, there is no will, there is no intention to do something, to do anything, except to excite themselves more. So basically, look for more distraction. That's what happens when you are uh, extremely wealthy, even in human world, and then you have everything that you desire. Then what you look for, you do, you take substances, you try to look for, try to look for out of this world experiences, try to, just do stuffs that is not possible in a normal human life or world, right? So similar things happen in the God realm because you have everything that you wish to have, and then there is nothing to excite you anymore. Then you just keep spending your life in total distraction, or in other words, vanity. Yeah, live your life in vain. Those thousands of years are spent in a moment. So just like we will stop working if let's say, we have everything we need, or everything that we desire, it just comes in front of us, right? Then we will stop working. In other words, a lot of time, a lot of the things um, that happens in the world is due to money. Let's say we have every every day we um, $100 million is deposited in our bank. Okay, just for the sake of imagination. So every day you have that much money being deposited, then of course you will stop working, right? You will stop taking care of. If you stop working, which you are, you stop working for a company, and then basically it happens to everybody, right? Let's say this is in the God realm, everybody gets what they want. unlike the human world. In the human world, some are rich, some are poor. In the God realm, everybody is rich. So when everybody is rich, then nobody has to work. And when nobody works, then, as I said, who is going to provide for the food, this and that? Uh, but in the God realm, of course, even the food is also provided naturally. Whatever you think, it just manifests automatically, and everything like that. So what then happens is you start to look for things, look for different avenues to distract yourself. And because you are so powerful, you will manipulate others. And as it happens in our world, where when you become too powerful, it's so easy for you to manipulate others, because you can you know you can get away with anything you do. So therefore, that's what happens, as what we see with some of the very some of the extremely wealthy people, extremely like top 1% of top like 0.1% of the world, and then they do crazy things, and then they get away with it. Similar things happen in the god realm. So basically, all the gods, they have so much power, and then they, unlike the wealthy people in the human world, who lives up to, let's say, 100 years, or maybe, okay, the maximum probably would be like 150 years. That's it. But the gods, they live for thousands of years. And in the human world, when you become older than 100 years old, your body becomes frail, weak, and everything, and you have so many fears of uh, you know what's going to happen to my legacy. How is any of my enemies going to poison me? Can I trust my staff? So many things like that. In the god realm, you have nothing to worry about, things like that. So whatever wealthy people are enjoying in the human world, in the god realm, it's 1,000 times more, in terms of magnitude, in terms of the time, in terms of the time that you spend as a god, everything. Uh, it's it's 1,000 times more than what you enjoy in the human world, like that. Mm. And we think like that. Oh, okay, maybe if we become gods, then all the powers that I have, all the powers that I have, and the long life that I spend, I will use that for positive, for constructive purposes, to serve the people and all these things. But this is because right now we don't have it. When we have these things, then things change very quickly. Even in the human world, when someone is poor, then they have so many wishes, like, oh, when I become rich, I will take care of this and that, and I will serve, blah, 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 so many things. But once they become rich or wealthy, first of all, it's not enough. 1 million is not enough. 100 million is not enough. 1,000 million is not enough. You want more and more. And then the more you have, uh, the more you wish you use that to fulfill your selfish desires, instead of serving humanity or taking care of the world, etc. And then you have many reasons why you are doing this and that. I mean, this is very much uh, it's not a story. This is what's happening in the world. When the desires that you have when you have nothing, and then when you have a lot of things, change so quickly. A lot of time when you have everything, the wish and the desire that you have when you have nothing does not remain, it changes. So similarly, in the God realm, none of this desire to um, the selfless desire, that so-called selfless desire that you may have when you are poor, when you are not a god, when you are in the human world suffering, may not be there when you become a god, where you have nothing to worry about. As I said, all the richest men in the world, richest people in the world, is nothing compared to the lowest of the lowest god. Uh, but, first of all, they don't even have the luxury to live a life of thousands of years, right? And the gods live for thousands of years in a very blissful way, etc. So therefore, um, when we are born in the god realm, then we tend to fall into vanity, fall into distraction, fall into just doing selfish thing for the sake of um, sort making ourselves excited, and you know just to feel alive. Mm. because when you have everything, then like life feels boring. Life becomes boring. You need to do something to excite yourself. And what they do, they manipulate. Um, and then we have many story, even in many of the story of where the gods will punish the villagers, gods will do this and that, and that's all true. They are actually doing that. The gods are very sensitive. They tend to be very sensitive because there's nothing to excite them anymore. So if the villagers are not worshiping the gods anymore, first they started to worship and later they stop worshiping. Then they um, through different magical spells. You can call them thunderstorm, whatever. So basically, destroy the lives of ruin the lives of people just because their ego has been hurt and like things like that. Hmm. Yeah, that's not the worst part of being a god. So the worst part is before they die, right? So they live for thousands of years, and the thousands of years are so much fun. Uh, as I said, the lowest of the god realm, the lowest god is god realm, lives 1 day in the lowest god realm. 1 day in the lowest god realm is 50 years in the human world. And each of the higher gods, that's 10 times more, 100 years, 100 kasadi, 100 human years in the next god realm, 1,000 human years in the that higher than that one. So like that. So up to there is something called the 33rd stage of the 33rd levels. Mm. So all this level of God have different live a much longer life, and then the life that live is very blissful, happy, joyful, like that. So um, but the problem is, when they live the life, they enjoy it. But the before they pass away, a 1 week, a week before, 1 week before they pass away, they hear an announcement. An announcement is being made that they will die within 1 week. So when they hear that announcement, then from then onwards until they die, which is only for just 7 days, 1 week. But as I said, 1 week has 7 days. Each day is 50 years in human world. So we are talking about 300 years human world, at least, of suffering in the God realm. So before they die, 1 week before they die, they hear the announcement that they're going to die, and then they started to get depressed, serious depression. Everything that they enjoyed previously in their life, all the bliss, everything just goes away, goes right away. And whatever joyful moment they have been enjoying for the last thousands of years, for that 7 days, 1 week, the suffering that they have to endure, the suffering that they have to endure is 10 times more intense than the joyful moment that they were able to enjoy. So the suffering is 10 times more, even though it's for only 1 week, but that suffering alone, that 1 week suffering alone overwhelms the thousands years of joyful moment that they had. Hmm. So one thing I forgot to mention is the gods have natural light, natural glow. So we human, we have to put on makeup and put on cream and all these things to make ourselves look nice, to look soft and smooth and like that. The gods, naturally, they are endowed with beauty, so beautiful, so handsome, and they also have the natural glow. They don't need to put on anything. Huh? And and then they were also naturally endowed with different ornaments, gold necklace, diamond earring, whatever you know, anything, jewel, like precious jewel, everything is there. And then, as I said, they enjoy with mm, the gods, they were very blissful, and that they have no rejection. Whoever they desire to mate with, if you want a female god, you just approach them, or you just send a sign, and then you can mate with them. Female god, male god. So there is no restriction, nothing. Whatever you wish to do, you can do, and then you don't even have to approach them. Just by thinking about them, you are able to mate with, and there is no such thing as rejection like that. But the moment that announcement is made, from 1 week from now, then you will die. When that announcement is made, so that announcement actually comes from the sky, from the space, and all the gods hear that, and then so and so god. So it's like an announcement in a in a prison. So and so god is now going to die within a week. And when that announcement is made, it's like everything is like it's deactivated. It's like when you don't pay for your SIM card, the monthly rental. So when you don't pay for your, TV or SIM card, whatever rental, you still have the SIM card, but it's no longer working, no longer functioning. So you have the garland, it's no longer glowing. Your face is no longer glowing. You need to put on makeup, try to put on makeup, but it doesn't work. It just fails. Nothing works. And because you lose all of your demeanor, all of your composure, all of your beauty, handsomeness, everything, then you also, the other gods which you desire for, also lose interest in you. Basically, you get rejection. And through rejection, of course, you get depressed. Because for thousands of years, you have been enjoying the love, the care, whatever, the attention of all the gods that you desire. If you have a god crush, that that god crush loves you back and take care of you. But after that announcement is made, every god rejects you. And then you go into total, like intense depression. Like that. And the worst part is that your best friend, or maybe your like lover. So there's no concept of marriage or things like that in the God realm. So there's no wife or husband, but your lover, your best friend, and your lover, with your partner, male god or female god, whatever. So your partner will come quite close to you, not exactly close, because now you are in a level very much lower than the gods. You no longer glow. You become so ugly. You are like someone who is suffering from kasate, very serious disease. So they try to avoid you, but they would come to visit you, like we would go and visit a patient, and they will hold a very long stick, right? On that long stick, on the top tip of that long stick, they would put some flowers, or they would put some ornaments like gold necklace, whatever, and then they will put it on you, because obviously, like, all the gods are very well ornamented, very highly decorated, very nice looking, everything. So because they love you so much, and you have been together for a long time, so out of love, they will come to see you, but not get that close to you, a little bit nearby, and then put necklaces, food, whatever, things to make you happy. Put it on a very long stick, right? And then put that on you, like a fishing rod. Uh, they will put that necklace on your head, or like a crown or anything, right? To give you basically all these ornaments to make your life a little bit better. But because of your karma, the moment that gold necklace touches your body, it loses its glimmer, shine. It turns into copper. The flowers, the fresh flowers that they were given to you, wilts away, becomes old and frail, and the food also becomes inedible, like that. So whatever that your loved ones try to do, because that's one of the reasons that your loved one doesn't want to come and touch you, because if they touch you, their body will also become frail. They will also lose their beauty, their charm. So the gods, even your loved one, your partner, your best friend, they don't want to touch you directly. They will use a rod, big long stick or rod, to give you like a flower, food, crown, etc., like that. But the moment it touches your skin, your body, it turns into things unworthy, like that, because of your karma. So when I said because of their karma, it's because of their good karma, positive karma, that they were born in the God realm. But once they're born in the God realm, they exhaust all the karma. They finish up. They completely finish all the good karmas that they have accumulated in their past life by um, by giving into vanity, by just uh, not accumulating any more positive karma. Uh, all the positive karma are exhausted in the God realm. And then what remains now is only the negative karma, right? Uh, and so one of the names, one of the name for the God realm, the gods, is known as the it's referred to as three incidents, or three times. So three times is basically past, present, and future. So the gods can actually see the past, present, and future. Yeah. So past life, they have suffered, but they also accumulated great merit, right? They can see that. They have accumulated a huge amount of merit. And present life, they have used up all that positive karma into nothing. Yeah. And the future life, past, present, future. The future, there is only way to go now is downwards, because they have used all the positive karma to go up. They have all the positive karma they have accumulated, which they got them to the God realm, which brought them to the God realm, has now exhausted. So now the only way for them to go is go downwards. Mm. So past, present, and future, they can see where they have been, where they are, and where they are going to be born. So they know uh, when they are reflecting through, when they are going through the suffering of the 1 week of suffering in the God realm, they can also see and they can also reflect that the only place now they are going to be born into is the hell realm, because all the positive karmas are exhausted. And then as a god, they have manipulated people and do a lot of negative thing. So the only place now they will be born is in the hell realm, and then they have to suffer for mm, uh, double the amount of time that they spend enjoying in the God realm. Mm. So more depression goes on. So that's the main thing that goes through in the God realm. Even though there's a lot of joyful moments for thousands of years, which is 10 times more than what we enjoy as the in the human world, 10 times, 100 times, hundredfold, thousandfold, depending on which level of God you are. But the moment the announcement is made for your demise, your death, then the depression that you go through is also 10 times more, uh, like that. So that's why there's nothing to look forward to in being a god, in being to be born as a god, in to be born as a god in the god realm. So we have four verses on that topic. Okay, so I will read the Tibetan first.
Yeah.
Uh, it's from verse number 98 to verse number 101. Chi Tori na yang de je de da je je be nu ye ni ne de be je de da sam ne ye ra ba nam je ne se gyur do je le do se me ki lu ye ga do me do gyur wa da de la me ga me do ting ni da ko la chi ma cha da lu le ne ngun je me be du jong je ge wa Tori je bo jun ye chi de nga la yu ne be la na ma la jong de sa ding me na ma chi wa ra gyur wa da jong ba ra che be chi de nam dang da La ye ji den da le pe ba la ge de ge we la ma gal me na de ne wang men chun zhuo yi da da ni wa ran de ba gan yang rong wa ra then English those gods yeah. Even in the higher realms, the pains of death are more intense than is their greatest bliss. And so, good people who reflect on this don't crave the higher realms, which soon must end. Verse number 99. Their bodies' colors cease to charm and please. Their seats grow hard, their flowered wreaths do wilt, their clothes are stained, and on their bodies now appear rank drops of sweat they never had before. These five are signs that herald death in heaven, appearing to the gods in their abodes. They are not unlike the signs of death that warn of coming death in humans on earth. Those gods who transmigrate from heavenly worlds and do not have some little virtue left will tumble, helpless, to their just abodes as beasts or hungry spirits or in hell. So, so verse number 98, the first verse, as we just discussed for the last 1 hour, um, in the higher realms, the pain of death are more intense than is their greatest bliss. So even they enjoy an immense amount of bliss. The amount of bliss that they enjoy in the God realm, even the lowest God realm, is unimaginable for the richest man, wealthiest man in human world, right? Whatever desire they have, they're fulfilled like that. Even then, even that bliss, right? In right now, what we desire to become the wealthy. We desire to have a good amount of wealth in this lifetime. Even though we don't become like the wealthiest man in the world, we desire to have much more wealth, better, richer than my neighbor. I want to be better than my brothers, my sister, or my siblings, my cousins, my relatives, at least, yeah, or my neighbor. That's what we desire. We want a little bit of, if we have a little bit more money or status than our neighbors or our siblings, etc., we feel good. And here, the gods in the god realm, it's beyond all of that, like unimaginably richer, more status, higher status, more powerful than your neighbor, your siblings, even the president of the most powerful country in the world, everything like that. But still, when their life comes to an end, the pain that they have to suffer, the intensity of the pain that they have to suffer at the time of death is hundredfold. Yeah, depending on which level of God you are, tenfold, hundredfold, thousandfold more immense than the joyful moment that you had when you were alive. Mm. And
Yeah.
so good people who reflect on this, good people means those who are sensible. If you have the senses, you must not uh, you must not aspire to be born in the God realm. Instead, don't crave to be born in any of the samsaric world, let alone the lower realms. Even in the higher realm, there is nothing to desire for. You must abandon that. Then next is a detailed explanation about what kind of suffering the gods go through. Verse number 99, that's what it's talking about. So this is something called the sign of death, okay? Sign of death in the heavenly realm. In the God realm, in the heavenly realm, the sign of death. So the verse says, the first verse, their body colors cease to charm and please. So I was talking about the glow in the body. So no longer glow, no longer smooth. The body becomes hard. Their seats grow hard. So wherever they're sitting, usually they sit on very soft linen, um, um, mm, soft bed, soft linen, etc. So everything that they touch, even the clothes that they wear, they wear silk clothes, and the silk no longer becomes smooth anymore. The silk becomes abrasive, rough like that. So the body color cease to charm, the first one. The seeds become hard, the second one. And the flower wreaths do wilt. So the flower wreath is the way the flower or any other ornaments like gold, jewel, diamond, etc. Whatever. So flower welts is the reference for the ornaments that they wear. So the ornaments wilt, the flowers wilt, the ornaments lose their glow, etc. And their clothes become stained because the clothes become stained in number 4. The reason the clothes are stained is because of number 5. Number 5 is now they have sweat. Human beings, when we exercise, when we work hard, we start sweating. Gods don't sweat generally. But after the announcement of death is made, then they started sweating. And when we sweat, of course, we have to wash our clothes because the sweat stains the cloth, right? So number 4 is because of number 5. Because now the gods start sweating, which they never experienced ever in their life before. For thousands of years, they've never sweat. So now they start sweating. And some reason, the sweat make their clothes dirty. And they've never seen dirty clothes before. So this is so unsettling for them. So much suffering. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the 5 sign. Then these 5, so now verse number 100. These 5 are signs that herald death in heaven, appearing to the gods in their abodes. They are not unlike the signs of death that warn of coming death in humans of the earth. So yeah, in a human world, when it's time to die, right? When we kind of realize that that person is no longer going to live, then everything starts to become gloomy for the person who is dying, and also for the people, the loved ones around them, becomes so gloomy. Similar thing happens. It's not unlike the signs of death in the human world. Not unlike means it's similar, right? So whatever suffering that they go through in the God realm is similar to the suffering that we go through in the human world too. But in the human world, we kind of anticipated that. We humans live a life of ups and down, ups and down, ups and down. So a lot of suffering we go through and a lot of joyful moment we have. So we kind of used to the idea of suffering, right? That's different from a God which is never seen suffering ever in their life. So for an ordinary kid, for an ordinary kid, if they have to live in a life without air condition, in a room with no AC, no heater, shower in cold water, it's not pleasant, but it's bearable. But for a wealthy kid who has always been, living in a life of luxury with a soft bed, air-conditioned room, heater, hot shower, everything, if they have to go through something like that, if they have to go through cold shower, if they have to eat leftover food, it's unthinkable. So much, the pain is more intense to the rich kid than the poor kid. So like that, even though in human world, even though we suffer when we at the time of death, but the intensity of the pain is tenfold in the God realm. The last verse is those God who transmigrate from heavenly worlds and do not have the some little virtue left will um, tumble helpless to their just abodes at beast or hungry spirits or in hell. So that's because now they exhaust all of their positive karma, and now it's like a rocket that flies to the space without the fuel. When there's no more, the fuel is exhausted, then it cannot fly anymore. It cannot run anymore. So like that, what they have to, what now happens is it has to fall down. Yeah. Um, a aeroplane without fuel will fall like that. So they have nowhere else to go other than to fall to the lower realms. Depending on their past life karma, they will be born in the hungry ghost, animal, or the hell realms. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is the end of today's uh, class session. Yeah. And yeah, so then we will just conclude the teachings here and go to the dedication now. I think
Yeah.
I don't think any questions. Yeah. Okay, please go to dedication now. Gewa deye nyurdo da lama sangye drugyuro nen drowa jigyama keye zala ge bara sho chanju semju rembo jema ge panama ge gyuro keba nyamba me bara yang kone kondo pe bara sho mi enze Dere jin jin re se che me ai gen be wan boy jan be yang de boy mo de jo ma zi sang wen dong kan jin gen ben zoi gen zong gan bo Loi soi choi be shoi lai soi wan de Loi soi choi be shoi lai soi wan de Tepe nyingbo zebe pe nga xin na mang do ju kun la cheng chu Lop san chu yi nyam zun chu gun do den ge do den tam Zawande.
Namo
Namaste.
Sakyamuni Buddha. We would like to express our deep gratitude to Tongkhor Rinpoche for the wisdom and for the teaching, and we wish you very good health, long life, and you will continue to teach Dharma to bless all the sentient beings. Thank you so much, Rinpoche La.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chi Wang. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Brother
Brother
Hung.
Wang.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Hung. My way, sing it out.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rinpoche La.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Rinpoche La.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Happy New Year and Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, see you.
Yeah. Have a good day, Rinpoche La.
Đẹp quá. Đẹp quá. Ha, đẹp quá.